Alright, Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Welcome back. My name is Randy Fouse, affectionately known to some of you as Hanif, and we're continuing in the second of a series of foundation classes on Arabic morphology. The goal eventually is to be able to learn the 8 major verb forms that go beyond the 3-letter root. We said that these are the foundation classes that will help us to develop the conceptual framework by which we'll be working in those other verb forms. Yeah? So we finished the previous lecture talking about the different awzan that are possible for a verb. We had wazn fa'il, wazn maf'ul, wazn maf'al, and then we talked about varied awzan for the noun form of a verb. We then moved on and talked about the actual word fa'ala, which is fi'l, which is the word for action or verb, and we said that we use those letters when we talk about the letters of any other 3-letter verb. We refer to the first letter of any 3-letter base verb as the fa'ul fi'l. We refer to the second letter as the ainul fi'l, and we refer to the third letter as the lamul fi'l. This is for the base form of the 3-letter past tense verb in Arabic. So now we want to look at a few of the derivatives from those, or the different scales or awzan that we talked about. The first one of importance to us is going to be wazn fa'il, and we talked about the changes. We noticed the changes to the original verb fa'ala, that we took fa'ala, and the first thing that we did is we added an alif after the fa'ul fi'l, and then we added a kasra to the ainul fi'l, and then we took away that fatha on the lamul fi'l and we put dhammatan. And we mentioned as well that that dhammatan is not pronounced, that if we stop on the final haraka or the final letter of a word, then we do not pronounce the haraka or the vowel sound on that letter, so we would just say fa'il. So we have some verb examples here. The first example that we have here is shahida. Shahida is a 3-letter past tense verb, meaning he witnessed. So we want to change that into the doer. So the first thing we're going to do is add that alif after the fa'ul fi'l. So shahida, the fa'ul fi'l, is the sheen. So we're going to put an alif after it. It becomes sha. Then on the ainul fi'l, we're going to put that kasra. So we're going to keep the kasra that's already there in shahida. So we have shahi. And then we have the dal. We're going to remove that fatha. We're going to put the dhammatan, although we're not going to pronounce them. So it becomes shahid. So shahida means he witnessed. A shahid is someone who witnesses. He does the action of the verb witnessing. Yeah, so he witnessed. So a witness would be a shahid. You can find that in Surah Al-Baqarah, that long ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah. I believe it's 282. Then you'll see, as he talks about as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the rules for debts and writing down debts, then the word shahid is used quite a bit. The next word we have is qatala. Qatala is also a 3-letter verb, past tense, meaning he killed. So the doer, or the fa'il form for kill would give us the meaning killer, someone who kills, who participates in the action of killing. The first thing that we want to do is to put an alif after the fa'ul fi'l. In this instance, the fa'ul fi'l is the qaf. Yeah, so now we have a qaf with a fatha, and after that is an alif for elongation purposes. Then we're going to put a kasra on the ainul fi'l, so now we have qa-ti, qa-ti. And then we're going to put the dhammatan on the lamul fi'l, which happens to actually be the letter lam. So we have qatil. We have qatil. Qatil would be a killer, someone who participates in the act of killing. Next one we have sa'ala. Sa'ala means he asked. He asked. So someone who asks would be a questioner, perhaps even an interrogator if they ask a lot. So sa'ala, we want to make the we want to put this verb on wazn fa'il. So we're going to take the fa'ul fi'l, which is that sin, and we're going to follow that with an alif, as we've done with all the other ones. We're going to take the ainul fi'l, which here happens to be a hamza, and we're going to put that on a put a kesra with that. Now the hamza here is written a bit differently. It's written a bit differently. It's not in the scope of this class or this lesson to talk about how to actually write hamza in different instances, but that is a hamza. It is not a ya that we're writing there. And then we add the lamul fi'l there, so we have sa'il. So sa'il is someone who asks a question. The last one we have is rafa'a. You can see the three-letter root there, and we're simply going to put it in the form. So we're going to put an alif after the fa'ul fi'l, which happens to be the ra, and then we're going to put a kesra on the ainul fi'l, which happens to be the fa, and then we're going to put the dhammatan on the ainul fi'l, which happens to be on the lamul fi'l, excuse me, which happens to be the ayn. The fa is the ainul fi'l, and the ayn is the lamul fi'l. Yeah. Now we're going to look at another form a bit quickly as well. We have the object form, or wazn maf'ul. Now you can see that's a bit different. We've added, you can see there in black, we've added a meme, and that meme would have a fatha on it, and then we add a waw after the ainul fi'l. Yeah, so we're going to take the same verbs that we had. There's our root, fa'ala, and we're going to do the same thing with these verbs. So we have shahida. So the first thing we want to do is put the meme with a fatha in front of the fa'ul fi'l. Yeah, so that's the first thing we do. Then we're going to put a sukoon on the fa'ul fi'l, which here happens to be the sheen, mesh, and then we're going to put a dhamma on the ainul fi'l, which happens to be a ha here, that is elongated with a waw, and then we add the lamul fi'l, which happens to be the dal, mashhud. So mashhud would be something witnessed or something attended. The action happened to it. The attendance happened to it. The witnessing happened to it. Yeah, so the event, the football game, the basketball game, mashhud, was witnessed. Next we have qatala. We talked about that previously. He killed. Then the object form would mean killed. So something that has been killed, whether it's a person or another type of living creature, then we would say is killed. We will look at the form for that. We're going to add a meme with a fatha, as we did in the other example. Then we're going to add the fa'ul fi'l with a sukoon, which happens to be the qaf there. Then we're going to put a dhamma on the ainul fi'l, which is the ta here, maqtu. Follow that with a waw for elongation, and then the lam, maqtul. Sa'ala, we have again, he asked. The object form of that would mean someone questioned. Also, someone who is required to answer questions for his actions is responsible. So mas'ul can also mean responsible. So we're going to take that meme with a fatha. We're going to follow that with a sin and a sukoon. We're going to follow that with a hamza with a dhamma. That's followed with a waw, and then that's followed with the lamul fi'l, which is the lam, mas'ul. The last example we have today, again with rafa'a, he raised. Then something that has been raised would be the object. So we're going to begin with the meme with a fatha, follow that with the fa'ul fi'l with a sukoon, which is the ra here, mar, and then the ainul fi'l is going to take the dhamma, marfu, follow that with a waw for elongation, and then the lamul fi'l here with the ayn to end it, so marfu'a. Yeah, and all of those different grammatical forms, which I'm sure you're familiar with, marfu', mansub, majroor, majzoom, are all in this form. And you'll find a lot of these examples in the Quran. The point is that when you see that meme with a fatha and that waw in the middle, automatically you know that's in the object form. What you want to be able to do is extract the verbs out of the fa'il form and the maf'ul form to be able to look them up. So we've looked at the object form and the doer form. My name is Randy Fouse, and I hope you found this second foundation class beneficial. Thank you.